Hey family, how y'all doing? Welcome to Keep It Raw. My name is Ravel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If it's your first time, thank you for stopping by. You that's returners, please make sure you hit those notifications and make sure you subscribe. So when I put a video out, it comes right to you. So remember to subscribe, like, and share. The Bible is a relationship book. The whole book starts about a relationship. It ends about a relationship. So there's thousands of situations in there that's talking about a relationship. So I want to dive in today so I can help you to see how God view relationships and what he does to connect you with your soulmate and how he will to connect you with your soulmate. And so some of you just ready to give up, but I'm telling you, don't give up. And so the word says to acknowledge him in all your ways and he'll direct your path. But you can't lean to your own understanding. That's the thing. And so a lot of people are trying to pick who's the best person for them. They have in their mind who they want. They have what type of person he's going to be and all of that. And all of that need to be thrown out if you're going to go God's way, because God is the God of arranged marriages. He wants to arrange it. He wants you to acknowledge him and give him the chance to pick the person for you, because he's going to know the right person for you. And he's the only one that can see around corners and see in the future. And so you picking the wrong one, and you have a right to, but if you go and pick an alley cat, you go pick a stray dog, don't blame God or blame that person. Don't blame the stray dog. Don't blame the alley cat, because that's your choice and you roll the dice. And if you crap out, you just crap out. But today message is so you won't crap out, and it's so to help you. So what I want to do is I'm going to be reading, but I found this app that actually say it out loud as I'm reading. And then I'm going to comment on how God wants to pick your soulmate. And this is how he does it. And he have never changed. So let me start here with this. And it's about Abraham and his looking for a wife for his son Isaac. And so I want you to see the steps that he go through, the different things that's involved, because that's the same way God worked today. He have not changed. God does not change in how he operate. So listen to this as I'm reading it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age. And the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac.
Now, before I go on, I want to point out he made it clear that he wanted his servant to go to his own country, to his own kindred, and take a wife for his son. Now, he was among the Canaanites. He said, do not take a wife from among the people I dwell. Do not go back to where I'm from and get a wife for my son. Now, again, this channel is about relationship, race, religion, and how it meets reality. And so this here kind of sums it up, and you're going to see as we go on.
The Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence.
Now notice this. He said, this is servant talking to him. He said, what if the woman will not willingly follow me back to this land? Should I bring your son to her? And Abraham said, beware that you do that not. Do not take my son to her. Now notice this. He said, I've communicated with God, and he's going to send his angel to lead you to my country, to my kindred, and find a wife for my son. Now, notice all this behind the scenes stuff is going on. This conversation that's going on between Abraham and his servant to find his son a wife. So let me continue.
And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath, And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed. For all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose, and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water.
Now notice where he went. He went to the land that he came from in the city of Nahor. That's his brother. And he made his camels, this is his servant, who was one with Abraham because he had control over all that Abraham had. So him and his servant was one, and he was like-minded. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by the well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. So he was at the right place, and he was at the right time. That's very important. He went to the right place. Now, mind you, he said the angel was going to lead you to the right place, and he's leading them to the right time. All this is important when you're dealing with God. God is very exacting, because he does things in order. He does things decently. And it says if you acknowledge him, he would direct your path. So not only you say, well, Abraham was very important to God, and he sent his angel. He'll send his angel with you as well. Because he said if you acknowledge him, he will direct your path. But you can't lean to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path, the same way he's directing Abraham's servant. So keep that in mind.
And he said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass, that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master.
Now, a couple of things took place here. Because now, even though he's at the right place, he's at the well where the women is going to come out shortly to draw water, he also prayed in addition to that. Because I'm in the right place at the right time, Lord, still direct me and guide me in this. Behold, I stand by the well of water, and the daughter of the men of the city come out to draw water. The women were workers. They were assisting the men of the city. And that's the role that women always have been in. She's an assistant to men, and that's not a degraded society have made it a degraded type of a position. And it's not a degraded position. It's a position of honor, respect, love towards herself and towards God and towards the man that she loved. And so that's just the way it was. So the women of the city, daughters of the men of the city, came out to draw water. And he said, now this is a fleece. Some of you have never heard of a fleece. A fleece is put something before God and asking him if he confirm it, you know it's true. If he don't confirm, you know it's not. Now notice some traits about her. He said, not only am I going to ask her for a drink, but she's going to voluntarily say, not only I'm going to get some drinks for you, but I'm going to give drinks for your camels as well. Now, mind you, he had 10 camels. And I'm sure their appetite or their thirst was way more than just his. And so she was a worker. She didn't come with the wrong attitude. She didn't come in the wrong spirit. She came with a pleasant attitude, a pleasant spirit. And she said, he's saying, let that woman be the one. See, it could be some very simple act, a simple act of kindness that God is looking for to connect you with the person he needs you to be with. A simple act. And some of you have given things to people and you said it turned all wrong and you don't become bitter. Don't let your failures of the past stop you from receiving what you need in your future. Don't stop what you wanted in the past interfere with what you really need now. So notice this is his prayer to God, is that this woman is going to have a certain grace and kindness about herself. And she's going to be in the right mindset and the right spirit to not only serve him, but I'm going to serve your 10 camels as well.
And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well, and filled her pitcher, and came up.
Okay, so what ended up happening was, before he was finished praying, guess what happened? Here come Rebecca, and she was born in among his kindred, as Abraham said the angel would lead her. So the angel of the Lord had directed him to the right place, the right time. He had the right attitude, and now he had prayed that God would make sure, not only was that enough, but he prayed that God would direct him to the right person, because there was going to be many women coming out to draw water. And he wanted not just any woman, he wanted the right woman. And that's really important. And so he said, let her have this particular act or trait or this act of kindness. Now, that could be anything, whatever your fleece is. You can put out a fleece, and God answers fleece when you believe. And so before he would finish the prayer was being answered. And the Bible said if we call, God will answer. And so the damsel, she was a beautiful lady. She was a virgin, and neither had any man known her. Now, some of you feel like, okay, well, I'm not a virgin. I don't qualify. You don't qualify. I say you do qualify by faith if you're going to believe God, because he'll make you all the way new. And so he'll make you new where all your past relationships, he'll wash you clean of that. And it'll be like you're a new virgin in spirit and in heart before God. So don't think, I done got a lot of bodies out there. Or I done been around the block many times. Or maybe you was an alley cat before. Maybe you was a stray dog. And all of us at some point were. But the bottom line is God is able to make you new. And so you can be a virgin in spirit. And so don't think that, well, because she was a virgin, Abraham was close to God. And so he sent his angel with him. But he said, if you pray, only believe, all things are possible to them that believe. So you're not out of the ball game. No matter if you're 30, 20, 40, 50, 60, it don't matter. It does not matter. So stop giving up hope. Stop saying it's over for you and you think your time is past. Your time has not passed. You just have to decide to do it the right way. And God is saying the right way is looking to him. He's the God of arranged marriages. He's the God of relationships, because he wants people to put him back in control of the relationship, because what we have out here is a total mess. It's a total mess. It's like going to a junkyard to shop. And most people have this moralistic mindset. They want everybody else to be perfect. I'm not settling. I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting this. You have to get out of that whole spirit. Rebecca had none of that in her spirit. No man had known her, meaning she wasn't contaminated in her spirit, her body, or in her thinking. And some of you are contaminated in your spirit, body, and thinking, because you got it all the way twisted up, and you're going to have to turn back and humble yourself and get off your high horse. And that's not just for women, that's for men too. You're going to have to get off your high horse and look to God. And so that's going to be the secret to it. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the
servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hasted, and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking.
Remember, this was his prayer.
And she hasted, and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again into the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels.
All 10.
And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, to wit whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not.
Even once he got there, he prayed for the right person. Even though he was in the right place, the right time, he still had to pray for the right mind to get the right person. And so he was very careful So people that's out here with all these standards on other people, they want this. Get rid of all that junk and get yourself together. Focus on you, because you're focusing on the wrong things. If you right, God is now able to do the things he wants to do and present you and draw the person he wants for you. But when you focusing on somebody else, and my standards is this, and they should have this, they should have that, you just in the wrong mindset. She could have snapped off on, here go another broke brother. Here go another, because she didn't know who he was. She didn't know that Abraham was rich and wealthy. God had made him rich and wealthy, and that he had control of all of Abraham's good. So he himself was wealthy. She didn't know all of that. He come asking her for some, rushed up on her, pulled up on her, and said, could you give me a drink of water? And she said, drink, my Lord. Notice the respect she had. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her head and gave him a drink. So she had the right spirit. She had the right attitude. And not only was she willing to give to him, not even knowing who he was. Now, she wasn't sitting back critiquing everything about him. And see, those things that we do hinder what God wants to do. Let me say that again. A lot of the things that we do hinder the things that God wants to do. And so that's why I say you have to get out of your own way. And so here she was. She ran. She said, and she referred to him as my Lord. And she ran and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him the drink. Let me let this. I'm reading it while this is playing.
As the camels had done drinking, and the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Lord. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who hath not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brethren.
So he, even when he saw things lining up, he still stopped to consider. He still stopped to pray and consider. He let God lead every way, not most of the way, not 90% of the way. He let God lead completely. And so Rebecca was the right person. She had the right attitude. That's very important, because it's small acts of kindness that can win a man over. Some very small acts of kindness, very small acts. And talking to men over the years, and you talk about what made them really get hooked on this particular lady, is sometimes she just cooked this meal and she put everything in it. Sometimes it's she picked me up when I was down, or she did some small act, and you'll be shocked that other women think I did all of that. I did some of those things too. You did it in the wrong. Some of you did it in the wrong spirit, the wrong attitude, the wrong purpose, or you just was not the person. That's all. And you have to be willing to accept that. And that goes for men and women, because some men it's vice versa. Some of you are going to have to get your spirit cleared out. You're going to have to put the past and let go of the past, because you got stuff men said to you 10 years ago that's still distracting you from the right man. You still got stuff that men said to you 5 years ago, or treated you 2 years ago, or 3 months ago. And that's going to stop you from being ready in the right spirit with the right time for God to bless you with the right person. Rebecca had the right spirit. She had never known a man, so she wasn't contaminated in mind, spirit, or body, and she was ready. And mind you, what I want to put out is that Rebecca knew nothing about all this stuff was going on. She didn't know anything. She was not privy to the conversation that was going on with Abraham and his servant. She was not privy to Abraham saying the angel of the Lord would go before. She was not stressed out. She was not looking for any of this. It just happened just like that. And so you that's walking around stressed, you're frustrated, you got to get out of all of that. And so eventually Rebecca ended up heading the choice that she wanted to stay or did she want to go? And she said, I will go. And so this is just the way God works. And so this is how God wants to draw you to your soulmate. He wants to draw you together, but it's by divine power. It's a conversation that's going on, but you have to be ready like Rebecca was. You got to be at the right place, the right time, and in the right spirit. And hopefully you get something out of this. Let me hear your comments, your views, your thoughts. I want to hear from you. But continue to tune in, because I got a lot of things here to help you. All right. God bless you.